Hi guys, Alice Taylor down here at Lytham Golf Academy, and it's the next in my series of finding what's in the bag for 2017. So I've done driver, done irons, now we're going to look at fairway wood. And I've got 4 contenders that we're going to hit 5 real balls, GC2, closed data. We're going to test the TaylorMade M2, the Callaway Great Big Bertha Epic, the Cobra King F7 baffler, and we're going to test the Ping G fairway wood. So I'm going to hit 5 of each. We're going to start with TaylorMade simply because I've got TaylorMade driver. You guys are going to get to see a bit of ball flight, and I'm going to give you a bit of feedback as to why I'm looking at these particular models, because it might surprise you with why I look at certain ones of these rather than other models the manufacturers make. So I'm going M2 and I've got M1 driver, but for me I'm looking at 3 woods here, and I've always been a bit inconsistent with 3 woods, but I feel that M2 being a bigger footprint front to back, nice shallow face, will help me get the ball in the air a little bit more. So that's the theory. Let's see how it works. So a little bit low, a little bit cutty, and it's okay as a start, but we need to see if I can get some consistency and see if it's going to give me the kind of numbers that I'm looking for a 3 wood. That was a more solid strike, much straighter, higher, and again, okay distance wise. And I would say with M2, I prefer the M2 kind of feel to the M1 fairway wood. That was a good solid one. Probably more how I've been looking to hit fairway wood. And again, some decent distance on that. But last couple with the M2. Maybe a little bit low on the face again. So I'm just going to lose a little bit of distance on that, but still very playable. And certainly for me, I'm not testing any of these how far I hit them off the tee. I talk about this a lot in my videos, that for me personally, a fairway wood first and foremost needs to work off the floor. If it works off the tee as well, that's an added bonus. Again, another nice solid one to finish. Just turning over a little bit, I don't mind that. And for me, that's a biggie with 3 wood. Okay, so we're going to switch over and I'm going to go on to the Ping next. Okay then guys, so we go into the Ping G. Now, if you guys have watched my driver kind of video, you know that certainly with driver, I'm kind of taking loft off nowadays, trying to keep the spin off. But I often feel that I struggle getting fairway wood in the air, so I don't mind kind of some of the models that are maybe going to launch the ball up in the air and maybe even spin it a touch more with a 3 wood. But again, the G, kind of nice shallow behind the ball, looks very, very easy to hit. And a really good solid one to start. Turning over a little bit, but 250 to start. And the G fairway wood is something that's been out for a while now, but I've always liked it and I've always found it in testing very, very easy to hit. And again, another nice solid one, just turning over a touch more. Very consistent though, and again, just getting out over nearer 260 this time. So nice, we might be starting to fall in love with a 3 wood for the first time in a long time. Again, felt pretty solid. Almost identical to the first couple. So very consistent so far with the Ping. Don't know whether it's been quite as long overall. We'll get a good check when we look at numbers later. Maybe just a little bit toey. Didn't feel quite as good, but still getting out there. Very solid distance again. And one final one Loving the ping's consistency so far. Maybe just turning that one over a little bit more. But yeah, very, very consistent with the ping. Right then guys, so that's great. For me so far, the TaylorMade and the ping have worked really, really well. So now we're going to move into the Cobra. Right, so Cobra, this is a new one for me. I've not tested this kind of too much. I've hit a few shots to kind of know that this is going to be decent for me. Baffler technology on the bottom, so I remember that from a kid growing up. And I've got the weight in the back, which again should get the ball up in the air a little bit more, maybe make it spin a touch more. But certainly as I sit this one behind the ball, it maybe looks a little bit deeper face, which for me, maybe doesn't inspire me with quite as much confidence as the first couple. But if I can hit it like that every time, there'll be no problem at all. So very good, very similar to the kind of shot that I was hitting with the ping. Right out the middle that one though, so got to be happy with the strike. Maybe just turning it a little bit more. Again, good strike. Hitting it nice and high as well with the 3 woods, which for me, I have struggled with in the past. This might be a tough choice, this one. I don't need to carry more than 1 3 wood. And again, another really good solid one. Nice and accurate as well for me, just a little draw. Getting out there around that 250. So yeah, so far, this is tough. Gonna have to look at some numbers and really drill into these. Again, good strike. Just leaking a touch out to the right. And again, decent. You know, for not my best one with 3 wood, I'd take that. And one final one with the Cobra. Again, another good solid strike. Very similar to kind of my first 3 with that one. And again, just under 250. So like I said there guys, it's going to be a tough decision this. I mean, you'll notice with the driver it was a tough decision anyway. But now we're going to move into the Cobra Great Big Bertha Epic. Right then guys, so we've got the Callaway Epic and I've not gone Sub-Zero on this one because I feel the Sub-Zero for me, the head looks a bit small, doesn't really fill me with confidence. So I'm into kind of more the standard head here. Definitely launches the ball up in the air. Again, nice high flight, which I'm loving with the 3 woods at the moment. Getting out there nearly 260. Oof, tough one. Again, just feels like a bullet. Really, really good. Pitch right next to the first one. So guys, I mean, considering I've been very inconsistent with 3 woods in the past, I think the consistency factor obviously comes from me, but it really shows that if you get a club in your hands that you know you're confident with, that you can trust. Again, really good. Just turn that over a little bit. That might go a bit further. Yeah, again, that's a biggie at 270. But last couple. Again, really solid. Maybe a touch towards the toe, but I'd still take that all day long. Over 270 again. Right, and one final one. Oh, maybe got a bit excited and went after that one. So a little bit cutty, but I'd still not terrible by any means. Right then guys, so we've hit the shots, each of the fairway woods, the 3 woods. They're all kind of 15, 14.5 degree stiff shaft. Let's look at some numbers and see what's going in the bag for 2017. Okay, Okay, so TaylorMade. Let's look at ball speeds first of all. So just under 148 with TaylorMade. Ping 145, 145 and 147. So ball speed, TaylorMade and Callaway are right up there. Let's look at spin, because I do struggle a little bit. So the TaylorMade spinning at 3,500, which is arguably a touch too much. Ping great at 3,000, 3,500 with the Cobra, 3,000 with the Callaway. So, you know, performing very, very similar. But let's look at carry and total. So 232, 253 with TaylorMade. Ping 231, 253. 230, 248 with the Cobra. And 241, 262 with the Callaway. Wow, for 3-wood, that is seriously good for me. Right then guys, so we've looked at numbers again, and we see this with all the equipment nowadays. If they're set up in a very similar fashion, they definitely perform very, very similar to each other. Now, for me, the TaylorMade, the Cobra and the Ping were almost identical in numbers, almost identical, but the Callaway one was edging it. You know, there was a decent difference in distance for me with that. I think I love the look and the feel, all of them, even if they kind of look a little bit different and feel a little bit different. But I think I've got to go on performance there. So definitely for what's in the bag for 2017, my 3-wood will be the Callaway Great Big Bertha Epic. So guys, as ever, really appreciate you taking the time to watch my videos. Like and share it if you've enjoyed it. Follow me on all social media platforms. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here in the future. Stay in contact.